Hello, how you doing?
What are you up to today?
Just marvelling at my newfound range of movement in my shoulder.
Oh.
Look at that. Amazing.
Wow! They don't, it's just us. So I can't believe people watch this shit.
We get about 60 views.
Yeah, that's what I said, it's us. It's us to watch it.
I'm not even photographer.
Nobody asked.
Today we are doing some steady state, which I don't think is steady state. After that we've got a couple of capacity workouts that very much mirror or replicate what we may be doing in the open, which is like some capacity stuff followed by a big lift at the end in the remaining time, so we've got 2 lots of them today, so that's pretty cool.
20 cows? Yeah. So 20 cows on the bike, 400 metre row at 20
Strokes per minute.
steady state. Then you try and train with Tyler. You do it without him.
You'll come right in halfway through and throw a hissy fit.
And you go, sorry mate, 3 hours later.
I've got shit to do. Steady state, hun. Yeah, I'm not kidding myself. I've got 4 fucking rounds, hun.
Alright, ready?
It's steady state, but...
Hello! Of course it's a steady state. I can tell you that much. It was 20 calories bike, 400 metre row, 90-second rest, 4 rounds for every time you increase your row. But extra strokes per minute. So basically my stroke per minute on my 3rd one was the same as my max strokes on the 4th one. Excellent. See Hannah!
Oh yeah, come on, I'm dashing, come on! Can't see me! Stop it, not again!
Why didn't I get the memo?
He's obviously getting on messages.
Bitch.
Subscat, there's a muscle at the back of the shoulder that's like, just gets really inactive. So I do like 40, 50 reps of this on each side, just to try and activate it a little bit more so it helps take pressure off here, front of the shoulder. That's it. Good start. I'm really going to lift a lot today. Why'd that happen?
Because you're cold.
Because I skipped the warm up.
So things like warming up is really important when you're training for the open.
I'm rapping. Look at that. It's like something.
We're very different, hon.
Aaron's face is like this.
My snatches don't even sound like that, let alone look like that. I wasn't even looking. What snatch or power snatch, who knows? Ready? Oh, I got the undertaker, wasn't it? Coming back from the dead. No, that was not fun. Oh, I felt 120, but I did the 115. Like my one rep was 125. Should have had that one. Should have stood the last one up. Just come on my toes a bit toesy. No matter. That's why we practice.
What did you get?
90 kilograms.
You did that at Sid, didn't you?
Yeah. So I'm not really getting any better, you know.
I'm good. I hit my clean PB, so I'm very happy. It was a success.
What number?
90. 90 kilo clean. Other than that, I'm fucked.
So the one where you fell on your knees, was that 120?
One that I went on my knee, that was the first one. The second one, I should have stood up, but I just come on my toes a bit.
This little number about.
I've always had it, mate. Just wore it underneath when it's cold. Do you not like it?
Looks lovely, hun.
Thanks. Been charming, isn't it?
My snatch got big, I only got 60, but.
Let's not talk about snatch.
Yeah, like my head comes through too much.
But I don't know how you you managed to hold it. I don't know how you hold it. I think my shoulder would come out.
That's probably why my shoulders are fucked.
Excuses when it's poor performance. It's always excuses.
What?
Huh?
Why are you doing extras after that?
Listen,
You obviously didn't put it in.
I'm at my breaking point, so I might as well flop and see if I can. My legs are alive.
Obviously it didn't work hard enough if you could just do a 1 rep max. Come then!
Big man. Right, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. Come on. That's so much heavier than the one before.
Not angry enough.
No, you're too delicate. Get under it, you've just got to trust yourself.
I felt the pull. I felt my elbows.
You've got it high enough, you just need to...
You actually, it's a bit far away from you. She stood up.
I felt my elbows come through, and then I just was like, yeah. I know. Right, let's go. Start then. No. Done. Check it on. Right, guys.
Bit cold in here, so just gonna. She can't even see. It's difficult.
No, she can't see. She has not got her glasses on right now.
Alright, so.
I'll take this off.
In the workout that we just did, there was a gymnastics movement. It's called a pistol squat, or a single leg squat. So this requires mobility, strength, pretty much like no other movement, because obviously you have to use one leg. So this is a pistol squat. Do the other one as well. Yes. What Maddie's going to do is she's going to sit at the bottom of a pistol squat. This is the requirement that you need. You still need, like the same as a normal squat, you still need your hip below your knee line for it to count. So they may come up in the open, so we'll go through this now. As Maddie sits down, she's going to try her best to keep her legs together still, the tops of her legs together, so the knees support each other. And you can see here that she's got her hip below her knee line. Okay? Yes. And then she has to extend her hips at the top before she puts her foot, the other foot, down on the floor. So we'll see that again. To be able to do this, it takes mobility. I think mobility is the most important part of this one in terms of being able to sit your hip below your knee line. What you see a lot of is actually what I tend to do. When I sit down on my right side, my right ankle, my right hip's a bit tighter than my left, so I have a little bit of a heel raise. What that sometimes results in is your hip not quite getting below your knee line. So if this happens to you, then what we're going to do is going to go through some little like ankle and hip mobility drills for you today to get a better pistol squat. So look, if this happens, sometimes that's not counted as a rep because you don't quite get the hip below the knee. On the other side, it's fine. In order to work on the ankles, these are really, really simple drills. So what we can see, we can test the ankle mobility, standing up against the rig with your foot however far away you want to start, seeing if you can keep your heel on the floor and the knee touching the rig. If you can, then you would do is just pull your foot away and then drive the knee to the rig. Whoa, you see, great ankle mobility.
There you go,
yeah.
so that's coming up.
Amazing. So now it's starting to come up a little bit. All right, but Maddie's like almost a full foot length away from there, which is enough ankle mobility, to be honest. More than enough. So we'll check the other one. We'll just put the hand there. And this is where the other foot starts. We'll just have a look at Maddie's ankle mobility. Just starts to come up, so she'll have to bring this one in a little bit maybe. And then there you go, good. So maybe the right side's a little bit tighter, but to be honest, she's got a bit of give there. If you're like, let's say 3 or 4 inches away, and the heel starts to come up, then we've got to work that ankle mobility a little bit more. So what you can do is you can get, there's a lovely little pink kettlebell down there that you can get. Sit down into this position here. Maddie's just going to copy me. Sit down into this position here, and then you can put something light on top of the knee, or here, on top or on the bottom of the quad, let's say, and just while stretching the hip flexor, it's going to put a little bit more weight than usual on top of the ankle. And then all you do is just do like 15 pulses, so come back a little bit and then forwards, and we'll just work into the ankle a little bit here, all right? Now you can go as heavy as you want, really, this. All right, this is only an 8 kilos. It looks like it weighs a lot more, but trust me, it's only 8 kilos. But the most important thing is that we're getting more dorsiflexion in the ankle. So there's loads of stuff that we can do also with the hip, because if the hip is tight, then it can also force the heel to stand up, and that's going to make pistols really, really difficult. Hip mobility drill. You got one?
That one we did the other day. Pushing forward, you hip. There. So that puts out. That puts in front. And you're pushing that hip forwards.
Yeah.
There. Or you've got the really ugly one.
A really ugly one.
It's not very flattering. Like that one.
Yeah.
And you sit back.
Okay. What if you're like a normal human being that can't stretch your hips like that?
I mean, you'll just be up higher.
Yeah, and it will be even less flattering. So like
this.
Like a normal person, or let's say a man in his 30s, this is what that stretch is going to look like for you. That's literally it. So I'd say to be able to stretch your hips in that position, all right, work the hip joint a lot. We want to be sitting in and stretching for about 15 seconds at once, but then come up, release yourself from that position for 5 seconds and then go back in for 15. Do that 4 times. The reason why we stretch a muscle or get more movement in the joint in one stretch for 15 seconds is because if you do it for any longer, you might be in danger of overstretching the connective tissue rather than the belly of the muscle, and it could cause injury or could just make it a bit weaker. This is great because she's going to do it, she's not going to feel a thing, and then I'll do it and it will be like, this is what most people are going to feel like. So, with pigeon stretch, we want to get the foot, the leg elevated. Alright, so for example, this is a 30-inch box. It's pretty perfect for someone like Maddie, who's got good flexibility but also quite short, so her hip line is in line with the bottom. You want to create a right angle, so you're going from the hip here to the knee in a straight line, like that, and then you're going to go from the knee to the ankle in a straight line, and from the foot to the toe in a straight line. Now, what you can do to create more range of movement in the hip joint itself is do 30 pulses from here to there. All right, that's it. Maddie can get a little bit more pressure on this movement by putting her hands over here, just leaning over the top a little bit, and then pushing her chest up so she's still sitting upright, and she's doing 30 pulses there. So that's gonna get a little bit more range of movement. 3 sets of 30 each side.
Do you want another go?
Yeah. If you're a bit tighter, like me, it might not even move. That's it. Moving.
It's moving.
So it does work, because I never used to be able to move this. Right up my nose there, mate. Also, another one for the pistol is you're going to need to have great range of movement, strength for a range of movement in your hamstrings. And this is going to really help with not only the eccentric, but being able to stand up from that position. The hamstrings come into play quite a lot. If you're not used to getting to a range of movement in the squat in general, then the pistol is going to be incredibly hard. So what we need to do is to create that range of movement in the hamstrings. Things like deficit split squats. So something like this. We've got one platform here, this could be a plate, and one there. So all you do is just 3 sets of 10, get that knee in front, lift the back heel, push your hands over, drop the knee down, and then stand up with the back leg. 3 sets of 10 on each leg, and then you can create more of a deficit every time, so you can get 220s, 225s, and just keep increasing the range of movement, and that's going to help with your strength with your hamstrings.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Probably wasn't the usual content that we have because I wasn't in it as much. And Tyler and Maddie, I'll take what they say with a pinch of salt, because sometimes the coaching's it's just not, it's just, do you know what I mean? It's just not, so yeah, pinch of salt. If you do want to try what they said to improve your pistols, then, you know, be it on your own head. If something goes wrong, if you pop a hip, pull a muscle. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe. Much love.